Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to a very kind of like quick, it's not the usual MCN, that's because I've just come back. I'm celebrating my birthday at the end point of my birthday right now. Yeah, I've just literally come back, walked through the door and found there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'm going to be breaking this down into 3 topics. Those 3 topics are going to be the following: Jessica Jones, Battleground solo event, energy points nerf, and when we're seeing relics. 3 key crucial things, and you know there's probably gonna be a lot more stuff to cover, especially as I catch up with stuff, especially from Friday and especially what's going down. So we'll begin with Jessica Jones. This Jessica Jones kind of coverage is just like a little bit of a fluff and kind of interest story. I'm sure a lot of people since the whole starting point of the game will remember Jessica Jones was a champion you could face off against. And if you've seen my Secret Champions video, which I think I produced last year or the year before, then you'll know all about this. I'm going to be doing a video similar to that very, very soon, so look out for it. But this is the character model parts for Jessica Jones. All really interesting, and it's nice to see this discussion coming up because a lot of players have like talked about like it would be nice to see Jessica Jones in some format. There was some things about like how she would be brought in to the game, which is always, again, it's all very interesting stuff. And I think it's always important when Kabam respond against it, because you're like, well, you just like to see it. New champions coming into game, but also the ability that Kabam committing champions that they had in there at one point, but then decided not to do it. And I always talk about whether or not that was something to do with a breakdown in kind of communication at the time between Kabam and Netflix or Marvel Studios and Marvel in general, because that was always a bone of contention. Yes, we have Daredevil Netflix version, but then it's like, why don't we have any? We have Luke Cage as well, but we don't have Jessica Jones. So it's kind of like all very weird. But in any case, it's always nice to, and I said, interesting to see this stuff. And Kabam Mike said, I'd still love to see a playable Jessica Jones someday. The trouble was finding a way to introduce her that does her justice. She's not just super strong, she's a great detective and really good at opening locked doors. Finding a way to translate that into the game isn't easy. Well, I mean, nowadays I disagree with that one, but several years ago I would have agreed with that sentiment. You got champions that do different types of things in MCOC. They've got nods to certain things in some ways. You've got that kind of rocket scrapyard, collecting scrap as part of the new rocket ability. You've got other elements that are nod to things that they are great at doing. I mean, I think even like what is it, Misty Knight. If we're talking about detective stuff, then Misty Knight has that kind of like stuff, doesn't she? So I'm sure Kabam could do it. Like I said, I agree with it back if this was put several years ago. I disagree with it now. So yeah, it just would be nice to see, and interesting to see a response from Kabam on that particular topic. We must now move on. And we move on to relics. Okay, so as a lot of you know, there's so many things when it comes to relics. It is just quite funny. We can't see any of the stuff if you go into game at the moment. So if you go in game at the moment, you're like, oh, hang on, where do I go to in order to get relics? Is there a thing for it? We've learned through the Glory store on the 24th, I think it's the 24th. So yeah, this week, the 24th, that in the Glory store, we're going to see elements of rank up materials for relics in some sort of capacity. We've seen if you go into game in different types of bits of content, there's relic shards. And further mystery in that we had that kind of in-game notification to say, oh, by the way, relics, blah, 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 not working so well, blah, blah, blah. And then there was also that other thing about them where it was like, oh, there's a hotfix. And, you know, what's going on with that hotfix? And I guess the hotfix was trying to make sure that they kind of run smoothly. You've also, if you've been kind of like quite astute in game, you may have noticed when you do arena battles, and you do the match of 3, it comes out the little circular like emblem where a relic would fit into, or the image of the relic would come into. So again, like, you know, you got the Wolverine relic, and you would kind of then see like in the little kind of like icon of Wolverine within it to note that the champion has a relic, and that would obviously denote to the champion. So I guess that may have been one element that it's kind of coming into game very, very slowly. Indeed, we had the hotfix. And Kabam Mike, and you know the question, and I thought this was definitely going to be something that's going to tie into Cyber Weekend, and it looks like that is the case. So look at Cyber Weekend this week. I kind of feel like on Friday we're going to see something. And if you've been keeping up with what has been posted about Battlegrounds, you know, in Season 3 of Battlegrounds, we're going to be seeing a lot more of the of Relic coming into the Battlegrounds store, which I did predict. I did have a funny feeling that would be the case. So it's going everywhere. So as Kabam Mike says here, very soon, that hotfix that went out the other day was in preparation for Relics. We don't want to push them live on Friday, but I would look forward to them coming out early next week. And I think that's, again, that kind of like latter point of expanding from Cyber Weekend and what you might pick up as to what you then can choose or get, or whatever. So it's going to be something that may encourage you to spend money, and that could be the other thing. The whales do be whaling, and it could be something that we don't know just yet. I don't want to theorize that one, but we'll have to see next week. Like, that's going to be the key thing. What we can get from Cyber Weekend, non-spending versus spending, unit hoarding. If you've been like myself, I've been trying to get up my units. I'm up to 23,000 units, seeing what that can get me, how far that can get me, and will it be enough to get me? My biggest concern is that there'll be a separation of things like relic-based Cyber Weekend deals and the general ones. I hope they're all amalgamated into, like, you know, you get extras in the deals, so they're kind of more value for the deals that you're spending on units-wise. But I have this sneaking suspicion there's going to be 2 sets, and that's going to really annoy me. But we'll see. We'll see. Wait till Friday before I judge and jump too quickly. And now we move on to Battleground Solo Event Energy Point Nerf. Okay, there's a lot to be made of this one, and it's pretty fresh. This is pretty fresh news, especially considering that if you go into game right now, Battlegrounds hasn't launched. By the time I get this video out, hopefully I get this out in time. I do want to get this out, like, I don't know, about 45 minutes or 30 minutes before the event goes live, just so people are aware of this. So I'm very disappointed if this is indeed the case. And as I said, this is very, very fresh. As you can see, this player post here, Comet Earth, shout out to Comet Earth, so for picking this up. And this isn't like, no one's making this up, this is literally in game. At the moment, you're about to have the Alliance Quest event launch for the Battlegrounds Alliance event and also the Solo event. There's nothing of an issue that seems to be with the Alliance event when it comes to the energy points. And look, here's the thing, Elder Marks are, you know, they cost a lot. They cost a lot of units in order to get. Acquiring them does mean that you have to, like, successfully get through the different type of areas, different types of tiers even, and it's not easy. It's a pretty big slog. It's very grindy. Battlegrounds, fantastic mode. It's got a lot of things still to work on, but it's very grindy. As much as, like, say, other things are grindy in game, you know, Arena for example, it's very grindy. But it's very good, especially for non-spending, if you are willing to grab the units for things like Cyber Weekend deals can really help out an account. I digress. Okay, so from Season 2, the Season 2 announcement, it says that Alliance event objective and point are, you know, match to 750 with energy and match to complete 375. Okay, that's not the issue that we've got, but we definitely got it when it comes to the Solo. And information right here is that Solo event objective point 750 375. So they kind of match. Well, they don't kind of match, they do match. They match the Solo with the Alliance. So that 375 750 and 375 750, right? If you go into game right now, to just switch to it on the screen, you go into the Alliance and how to get point. How to get point is that with energy, it is still 375 in Gladiator Circuit and Victory Track, and with a win, it is 750, 750. Okay, so then we move to the Solo side of things. Go into Solo event, Battleground Solo event, and we go how to get points. And indeed, there is a big shift here to say that it's now 250 for Victory Track, 250 for Gladiator Circuit, 500, 500. Okay, we have seen a nerf in the points to acquire, points you get whilst using energy, and that's disappointing. That is very, very disappointing to see. That points acquisition is really annoying. I think more so annoying because it's completely unexpected, and as we've kind of pointed out with this particular thread here, and you can check out the link in the description, no one from Kabam has actually mentioned it in any kind of way. I even looked through if you even look through the Season 3 change log and kind of like switch down to kind of have a look at some stuff, it's not there. And that is disappointing. I think it's going to be very disappointing for, you know, for me, because I don't really, you know, Elder Marks, as I said, very rare to get. I do not plan to spend any units on Elder Marks. I really don't. I don't want to do it. I know you get what you get from it, but I really don't want to do it. Maybe it's a case I want to use the free stuff. I can unitary afford that particular stuff. Cyber Weekend's coming up as well, so do you really want to invest in that? Yes, you'll get some compensation, some free stuff, which Kabam said, especially for the Season 2 compensation for that loss of a day, which should go live in about, I don't know, whenever I get this video out, 10 AM PST time when Battlegrounds goes live. So it's a very disappointing time for this, and even more so because Kabam haven't answered against these particular issues, which we desperately need, I think, you know, a answer from Kabam on these particular subjects, because it's annoying. It's annoying to kind of for those that don't want to spend the units, and as well, you know, non-spending players, and as I said, you know, those that don't want to, like, you could be spending a lot of units of your what you've grinded out. I mean, if this game becomes even more grindy, if you've got to grind out more in Arena and other places to grab units to then reinvest again, it's like you've got to be grindy to be grindy for a grindy event, and it's just like that's too much. That's too much, right? In any case, what's your thoughts on this? If we get an answer for Kabam, I might do another video. I don't know. I do want to do a very special, like, kind of birthday live stream thing a bit later on. But it is what it is. We'll find out what's going down later on, hopefully. And that's been a video. Lots of stuff to go over. Very stripped down. I will be doing, like, when I do MCNs in the future, they will be kind of edited a bit more. It's just because time's ticking. You know, I've just got back, so I need to kind of get this video out as soon as possible. So look out for the live stream and also some video highlights from that particular live stream over the next 24 hours. Thank you very much for watching. See you all soon. Bye-bye.